in recording, so I will just start. So thank you for coming today for our webinar and presentation of FieldBee GPS system. And I would like to welcome you here, and also ask, maybe you can write to me from where, from which country are you? I'm very curious about it. Yes, I will read it later. So I will just go to my slides and will share the information that I prepared. So this webinar can be useful for farmers that are interested to buy autosteer system and don't know which system to choose and don't know how to start with GPS system, and also they think that it is too expensive actually to buy tractor autosteer or even GPS system. And why I'm talking about this, my name is Natalie Utkina. I'm working in FieldBee, and I'm already in precision farming for 5 years. And about eFarmer company, we started almost 7 years ago already, and we have offices in Netherlands, and also we have talents and team in Ukraine. We have customers more in 50 than in 50 countries worldwide. Most of them are from Germany. And that's also saying something about our products, that German farmers, they choose our product over other products available on the market. What also is interesting about us, that FieldBee brand was created during a crowdfunding campaign. So many farmers from 35 countries worldwide, they actually supported our crowdfunding, and they sent us money to develop our L2 receiver. It was L1 and L2 receiver. It was already 3 years ago. And it's also our mission actually is to help farmers in their great job to feed the world. And we want to help farmers to do this transition into more productive and more sustainable way of agriculture. And we try to do it with help of smarter machines, automation of operations. We're an IT company that would like to make this precision farming available and accessible to every farmer worldwide. And we also really think that can help farmers to be a little bit more happier and have more time for other things, for more important things maybe. So that's about the company and about me. And let's go to the first question that I want to ask you. And the question is, do you need tractor autosteer system? And that would be also nice if you can share with me this, if you need it, and also if yes, why, and if not, also why. So please write it in comments. And I will go to next slide, and I will address firstly the question about the price. Yes, and that it is too expensive to have tractor GPS system currently for farmers. And I will be sharing with you information from our farmers. So we have already a lot of customers, and we ask them how much money they save with GPS system, and also what are other benefits of using GPS system, and here what they share with us. So it's information from farmers. It's not something that we invented ourselves. And for sure, savings and cost benefits from precision farming and from GPS system, they are very different from different farm. They very depend on what you grow, and also the type of your fields, and also the type of operations that you perform and accuracy that you have with your system. Is it GPS system, manual guidance, or autosteer system? So a lot of things But still, farmers were mentioning to us, for example, grassland farmers who grow grass for the cattle. They say that they can save approximately 20-40 euros per hectare, which is around 30-50 euros, I think, or dollars. So, and then potato farmer, for example, he calculated his benefits from autosteer system as 240 euros. It's around $300 per hectare. And that's huge. That's also maybe not only efficiency in materials, in seeds, in fertilizers are important here, but time, the time that farmers save when they're using GPS system, especially with different patterns that they can use. They can save time on these turns at the end of the field and many other things. And from community, we received information that maybe it is around 15 minutes per operation. That gives you sometimes few hours extra per day. And it's very interesting for me to know how much would you value this 2 more extra hours per day of actually productive work, because what's also the benefit is that farmers are not exhausted from field operations, so they can use their brain and their energy for other things. And I think 2 more hours during the high season can bring a lot of value to farmers. So that's also the benefit that our customers highlight a lot, is ability to work at night in low visibility. And we know the story when we traveled to Finland, and it was beginning of October, and we met farmers there. And farmers basically lost their harvest this season because snow came very fast and covered their fields very fast, unexpectedly. And most farmers that could not collect their harvest, and it was left in the field, in fields. And it was really sad situation. And I remember the faces of farmers, and really sad, story. And our customer who had FieldBee system back then, he was actually happy because he was able to collect his harvest just in time. He was able to work at night. But even more, he actually helped his friend, his neighbor, to do the same. So I think it is a very important benefit, and farmers also need to take it into account when they think about the cost and whether it is important to have GPS system. For sure, benefits of decreasing environmental impact. So if you can save with fertilizers and maybe even try new ways of doing farming, more organic ways, that's everything become possible with autosteer system and with high precision. Also, what we know and what we see that actually precision farming, GPS, autosteers, it's a future, and it's actually already near future. So that is the change that's already started. And I think it is very important that farmers also understand that they need to change. They need to change the way how they do operations currently. And yeah, it's better to be always first and to adopt these things first and to have more advantage earlier, than later. So that's also important. From our customers, we hear that with autosteer system, they're able to save around 30% of their costs annually. With GPS manual system, it is less, like 15% maybe. And for sure, it's very different from farm to farm. And what they say that they consider payback from our GPS system, for example, is only 1.5 years. And there are already a lot of studies about benefits of precision farming, and some of them, they share that eventually precision farming can save up to 70% of costs of food production. And it is not only about autosteer system, but it is actually everything. When every piece of land and every drop of water is precise and is used at exact amounts. So that's the benefits of a GPS system. And for me, when farmers say that it is too expensive, I think that it is too expensive to actually lose 30% of your costs annually. That is expensive. And to have also risks like losing your harvest or other things because you cannot work in a different way. So I think that is expensive. And now I would like to go to the next question, which is which system to choose. So I hope that by now you already start to think about getting autosteer system and GPS system, and now probably you are confused on which system to choose. And here I would like to share with you my personal story and story of my partner. So it started 7 years ago. Me and my husband, we had to leave our country, Ukraine, because the war started, and we moved to Netherlands. And we were also thinking, what shall we do for life? And we had the IT background, and our partner, Alexey Bogatyrev, it's our CTO in our company. He was working in big agriculture holding in Ukraine, and on his free time, he created mobile application for farmers. So he was installing ERP systems, and he just thought that some things can be done easier and can be shared with everyone. And this application, the name was eFarmer application, started to collect a lot of downloads. So we saw that there is a need for this among farmers. And that's how we decided to pack our kit and also our staff and went on a trip to visit some countries like France, Germany, Austria, and we met farmers. And that was when I met farmers for the first time. And I was amazed. I have never met farmers before, and I was really impressed about the people. All of them were great people, like amazing people. And I had a few insights. One insight is that farmers are superheroes. So what they do is so important, and it's just really cool. And the second insight is that the job that they do is so difficult. It's really, really difficult, and a lot of things that they cannot control, and they work hard. And we just started to ask farmers, how can we help them? How technologies can help them? And farmers were mentioning a lot of problems. For sure, it was always government on top, and weather issues, risks involved with that. But what always was also on top is actually autosteer system. And we were surprised, because back then, it was 6 years ago, GPS system was already in every machine. And there were already available products for farmers, like GPS systems from big brands, Trimble, John Deere. So we thought, like, why they don't have this if it's such a big problem? And we realized that they just could not afford the system. Because the price for those solutions were high and still is high. So we thought that it is unfair. It's really unfair, that farmers don't have access to this useful technology that can really help them a lot and help not only them, but people that they feed and environment. So a lot of benefits from this. And that's when we actually decided to commit to create this affordable precision system for farmers. And we did our research. And as you, that's why also I'm sharing how to choose the system, because you might be in a same mindset of choosing the system. So we evaluated all the equipment that was available on the market, and we just started to talk to farmers, and we figure out that what are the most important things in tractor GPS system. And we got to the three main points. It's accuracy, and it should be really high accuracy. What we found out from farmers that shared with us, that basically current solutions, most of the solutions, they offer two types of accuracy. One accuracy is sub-meter accuracy, and farmers, it's priced lower. And then there is this higher accuracy, RTK accuracy. And many farmers who actually started to use this lower accuracy system, because it's more affordable, they ended up with solution that actually they could not use for old field operations. So they could not use this accuracy for seeding. They could not use it for some crops that requires accuracy. They could not use it for all operations. So they paid money and they got the solution that was only partially helpful. And if to upgrade it to higher accuracy, they were entering really like expensive costs of RTK signal, and that was not already, justifying. Those expenses were too high. So we realized that we need to bring the highest possible accuracy at the lowest possible price. Affordable. So that's also very important, yes, because the cost of the solutions that were available were too high, way too high to pay back in a smaller farms. And also reliable, because that is very important for farmers to rely on equipment, because when they have season and something breaks down and they don't have help with this in a short time, then it actually jeopardizes all year, all the season, everything can really be screwed. So reliability of solution is also very, very important. So taking those three factors in our mind, we then checked what are components of tractor autosteer system. And that's also what I want you to understand when you're choosing a solution, that you look at different components and understand how it actually works and was created. So main components of autosteer system are terminal or navigation software. Yes, and you see very often it's in like a terminal with functionality that allows you to drive in lines, save your data, etc., etc. So that's this interface that you see. Then you have antenna that gives you accuracy, yes, because farmers need a specific pass-to-pass accuracy, and that is repeatable. So it's very specific accuracy that you need. And this special GPS antenna that allows this accuracy. Then you have RTK correction. So you should have this extra accuracy, yes, up to 1 centimeter. Then goes autosteer controller, and often it is from few parts. One part is a controller that actually controls the wheel, so it goes either under the wheel or it goes as changing the wheel completely. And sometimes you go for a hydraulic system, then it goes just inside the tractor. And the brain of steering module. So the computer that actually provides this auto steering functionality. So those are main components. Some companies, they have antenna built into the terminal. Some companies have steering module like the brain and the controller also built together. So there might be some differences, but those are main components. And we just started to think how we can make them more affordable, decrease cost of those parts to eventually make this solution cheaper for farmers. And we started from Android application. So we realized that it's much cheaper and much better to bring this software, this interface, not on the terminal, but actually on your smartphone and tablet. And it's not only beneficial because you can use your own smartphone already now, but also because in case it, breaks or you lose it, you just need to pay extra 400, 600 euros and not 3.5 thousand or 5,000 euros that some companies charge for terminal. Then also using smartphone allows you to have some extra really cool ways to work in your field. So you can have the same software on your smartphone and to go into the field and to do scouting. And with geolocation, you can make notes in your smartphone. Maybe you spotted some weird place and you want to go back to it later. So you can do it on the smartphone. Then you can use your tablet in the cabin to actually see the lines and navigation, and it can steer also your tractor. And also all information can be collected, and then you can go to your office and open web application on your laptop, and you can see data from your operations and everything in report. So a lot of advantages of this way of building this solution. Then we go to affordable versus expensive RTK system. So we realize that some companies, they actually sell RTK system at crazy money, like 15,000 euros. And yeah, it's just too expensive. We checked the market, and there were no affordable ways to provide high accuracy. That's why we actually created our own receiver, and we collected money from farmers who pre-ordered this during our crowdfunding campaign, and they helped us to build actually a really great product because they were helping us with questions. They asked us, will it work with that and with that? They helped us to test it, to twist it. So we ended up with really great product, and at very affordable price. It's really the cheapest antenna in this range. So then we go to the tip that I want to share with you when you will be choosing your solution is to still try to go for the highest possible accuracy. At least request the price for it, because if you go for something lower and then eventually you will decide to upgrade, you need to understand what is the step there. And then also check availability of entry provider. And entry provider is some local company that provides this RTK accuracy to farmers and to other companies that require this accuracy. In many countries already, this signal is already free of charge. Like we have in Germany, in Belgium, in other countries. On our website, we have also actually from collected information from our farmers, which entry providers in which countries are available. So that can drastically decrease the cost of accuracy for you, because that means that you buying only one antenna, you can connect to this free signal and get the highest accuracy that you could. Okay, so we go now to reliable versus do-it-yourself autosteer. The next point that we reached was to choose autosteer controller. And also having conversations with farmers, with our community, we realized that the most important characteristics that you should also search in your autosteer controller are It should have tilt compensation, and because almost every field has bumps and hills, and tilt compensation will allow you to still get this high accuracy. Without it, the deviation in accuracy can be really high. It can be, I don't know, half of the meter. So it's really important. Then for sure that this autosteer controller should be compatible with many tractor models and changeable between them. That's actually excellent thing, yes, to have one autosteer and some extra cables maybe, and just to change it from machine to machine. Then also it should work on different speeds, low speed and high speed. And I really recommend you also to think what kind of speed you need, because that's something that not all farmers know in the beginning. And you need to check whether this system is capable of providing you this speed that you want. For example, a FieldBee autosteer, it can be as slow as 1.6 kilometer per hour, or with extra wheel angle sensor, it can be even twice slower. So it's like less than 1 kilometer per hour. One more important characteristics is actually calibration. That's part of the solution. If you want it to work nicely and to be very precise, you need to calibrate the system. And I will share later how and what does it mean. Just check that this is possible, this is available, and that you can use this functionality. For sure, it should be safe, because autosteer takes over your control over machine for a while. But yes, it should be safe for you and for other. It should be reliable. I mentioned it already, that you don't want it to break down during the high season, and also accurate. So this autosteer solution that you choose should provide you with high accuracy. That's why when we were checking the market, we found OEM solution that many companies are using. It's Claas, Müller, Aglider, TJet, and we choose that quality over low cost. And that's why, for example, our kit, it has 2 years warranty, and also one advantage from it, that it's something that engineers and mechanics, they familiar with. So if you have somebody who is installing autosteers, they would probably also be able to do this for you. Okay, let's go then to the next out of 3, affordable. How we decided, yes, and we're able to make the solution more affordable. So first, as I said already, we decreased costs on terminals. So I think it can be approximately 2,500–4,000 euros just only on this part of solution, and then on the accuracy, because accuracy is you can save up to 12,000 euro on accuracy. So now I would like to see that we go to our next question: how to use the system. Many farmers, I think they don't start using GPS system because they don't know how to do that, how to start with this. And maybe also I was joking that some farmers, they just like a little bit of suffering, during the field operations. Here, I just also want to share with you how to start with it. And many farmers, they would like to have solution that with one magic button just start working immediately. And unfortunately, that's not a case. And some farmers, they're just really scared, because for them using autosteer looks like this, as if they should start to learn how to use a plane. The truth is somewhere in between. Here I shared with you some product architecture that we have in our solution, and you can see here that some connection goes through wireless ways like Wi-Fi and N3. no cables here. Some connections go through cables, and here in our solution we have less cables. Our architecture of our equipment is IoT. It means Internet of Things. It's fancy word, and if you don't know what does it mean in practice, it means that our components of solution communicate with each other through Wi-Fi, and they give their statuses to the system about how they operate. That's how we can know which component works well and what are the issues. And that's also why we can help you remotely to set up your system for you or do some changes. That's possible because of this architecture. And for sure, many factors are important to get this really optimal way of working. And some factors like environment, for example, of your farm. So it's really important if you have power lines or high trees, high buildings next to your farm, something that can distort the signal, for example. It's very important to have really good internet in your fields and also at the home when you put base station, for example. Though we have solution for areas without internet, it can work with radio transmission, this signal, but the distance is much smaller. So the distance with radio is 2 kilometers and with Wi-Fi it's 20 kilometers. It's also important that all components that I showed before, they all work correctly and well. And sometimes some of them can, has some issues. So it's really important that system knows which component needs to be adjusted. Then also, what you need to understand that a system receives signal from satellites, and satellites their signal can be distorted due to also some things like they can be away from, not under you know. So in the sky there can be less satellites than should be. Then the signal can be worse. The weather sometimes also affects it. Although in our L2 receiver, which means dual signal, the impact of weather is not so strong. Military zones, for some farmers it can be really a painful thing because they have military zones or borders next to them. Then unfortunately they could not have RTK signal. Then also I think that the most important part of this solution is actually a very special gasket, and this gasket is the driver. So I think that the driver and the farmer also, not also, but actually the main important thing in this solution, because if you understand how the system works, if you install it by yourself, that's why we also suggest this offer as the preferred one, and you actually know how it should work and parameters and factors that affect it, then you can easier change it and make it work. And even if you contact us to get some help, you already ask really right questions, and you can get fast replies, fast answers, and make it run again. So that's very important. I think involvement of farmers and drivers, that there is nobody, magic who can solve all these things for you, because that's your farm. And we also try to make our product fun, it's application. And I think some farmers, they actually like to work with this, to play with this, learn it. So here we go to another question, is actually how to start. And I can share with you how we work with farmers and how we start, with them. So first, farmer needs to send us information about the tractor, the model, the year of manufacturing, and also if they know whether this tractor is steer ready or not. And sometimes that would be very nice if you can share your steering wheel, and just for us to be sure that there is a space under the steering wheel. That we take into account. And also we ask you about the fields that you have, the crops that you grow, what accuracy you want to achieve, the speed of the system that you want to have. And we combine all these questions and make you an offer about the setup of solutions that will be the most beneficial for your farm. We ship everything in a box, and we ship to every country. And we have already customers in 60 countries. So you have also manuals and videos how to use the system. And then we really advise to start with downloading the application. Actually, you can download this already now and get used to it and see how it works. So that's the first step. Then second step is putting antenna on your tractor. And you, in case you have plastic roof, you need some metal plate, because antenna has magnets. And if the roof is from metal, then you don't need anything. Just put it on the top of your roof. And it will be connected to your application. Here it's very easy. Application will see this device as external antenna and will connect it to it automatically. Next step is to get RTK. And here things start to get a little bit more complicated, because to get RTK accuracy, you can do it in two main ways. One is connect to local entry provider, as I mentioned before. For that, you need first to contact this provider, ask credentials, register with them, and ask all information that is necessary to insert in our application. And then you need to have internet in your tractor in order to have this signal through the internet. And you can have this internet with your, for example, phone. You can share your hotspot. Or later I will tell you about other way how to get good internet in your cabin. And another thing is you can have your own base station. If, for example, entry provider is not available, then you need first to make this base station work. You need to connect base station to the GPS antenna and connect this base station to the internet and put it somewhere on a really high place, the highest place that you can find on your farm, better yet close to your fields, that create the radius of 20 kilometers from your farm. And then when you place a base station should have a really stable, good Wi-Fi connection. People use some extension to provide this Wi-Fi. It should have, yes, electricity. And then that's it, basically. That is why it's a little bit more difficult, because you need to install and place this base station somewhere high. Then the next thing is Wi-Fi router. So if you want to use already, before you could provide Wi-Fi through your phone in the cabin, and base station will work with Wi-Fi of your farm or your home Wi-Fi. But here, if you want to go further with autosteer, we offer Wi-Fi router, because Wi-Fi stability in your tractor becomes very critical for all system operation. And that special router we adjusted. So that is important to have. And next step is to do installation of autosteer. And if it is manual guidance or mechanical autosteer, like you see before, it's our best-selling offer. It's simple to install, and many farmers can do it themselves. And basically, we don't have questions here, not a lot. So it's really not difficult. And if you don't want to do it yourself, there are always these mechanics that install other systems, Class, Mueller, TJet, that can help you with installation. And then, yes, I need also to tell here that installation of mechanical autosteer can be done easily by yourself, but if you go for hydraulic, for example, installation, then for sure it should be done by professional mechanic, because that gets inside your tractor and it affects your hydraulic system, so that should be done professionally. The next step is calibration that I mentioned. Once you have everything installed, and that's a great moment, you need to calibrate the system in order it works the way it should. For that, you need to have a special field. It's around 300 meters, and you need to perform special driving patterns. That also everything is explained. And basically that's it. Now, on every step of this process, our team from support, they guide you and they give you help, every help that you need. So then you have, after you install everything and you start to test, you have 30 days to test and to see how solution works in your environment. And yeah, you can see a nice video from our customer here. After you test it, you can adjust settings, and we can also help you with that remotely. So there are a lot of settings that can work differently, and it's very important to make these adjustments from time to time in order to make the solution works like at the best. Sometimes farmers are not happy with the result, and within 30 days you can have a hassle-free refund. So you just tell us the reason, and you pack the system, send it back, and we refund it to you completely. I must say that it doesn't happen often, but sometimes, sometimes it can be. And I think it's very important for you also to know that you have this option. So you pay a lot of money for something, and we really try and help you to make it work and to make it useful. But if it's not useful, we're okay. We will take it back, and that's also not a problem for us. We offer 2 years warranty, as I mentioned before, and I think it's also very important for you. And finally, thank you. It's already a long presentation. I got to this point. I think, everyone who watched now and who will be watching this afterwards, you deserve for something special, listening me so long. We would like to share with you a special offer, a special discount for autosteer system. It's 10% discount, and we actually don't like to offer discounts because we price our product low enough, and in order to make it more affordable. That's why discounts, not really nice for us, but we want to just say thank you and also motivate you a little bit, maybe to buy it sooner than wait a few more years. You can use this discount within 1 month. And for example, the price for this best-selling solution, it is mechanical autosteer kit with GPS antenna and with application for 1 year and with Wi-Fi router and set of cables and metal plates. So everything that you need for the start. You can see the prices with discount. So it's 6,050 euros. And another currencies, because we will be showing this webinar to people from different countries. And we think that with this offer you can save, as I mentioned before, 2,500-4,000 euros just on terminal, because we get rid of it. Then you can have 12,000 euros value just on RTK accuracy. I think it's important to say again about annual savings, around 30%. and for sure this nice special discount of 10%. And just to also, build a little bit trust between us, I want to share this article. It's from Top Agrar magazine. It's one of the leading magazines in Germany. And they had our system for 1 year, and they tested it from zero, from the beginning of the season until the end. And then they wrote their article, and they really pointed us as a low priced and high accuracy solution on the market. And as I mentioned also before, many Germans, it's our main market now, they choose our solution over other brands. And it also says, about the way how we used to work, because those are great customers and they train our service and our product. They have really high standards, and we try to match them. If you have any questions, please you can write here, or you can also write us in emails afterwards, because we will send this presentation in email. And if you will watch it in the record as a recording, then you can ask questions in email. We will be really happy to answer all your questions. Yes, I see, Freya, you got answer to a question. What internet speed is required for the RTK base station? It's a good question, but I don't know actually answer. I know that it is 3G that we use, so it's already enough. But technical questions, better ask our technical team. And that's why also I would like to mention about next webinar that we plan. We have Precision Academy, where we share all stories and tips about adoption of these technologies. And we have our Alexey Bogatyrev, our CTO. He's a great, passionate IT person in agriculture. And then he say really, he can answer all your questions about technical questions. And he planned to share information how to use implements with our software, so how to add them to the system, and if they're with different width, how to plan your routes and to save your routes that you can return to them. So it's something that I advise you to come. James, what is the cost for the RTK base station? It is 1.7 thousand euros. I don't know, James, from which country you are? Okay, so let's continue, and I have just a few slides left, and I understand that maybe it's still expensive, and you think that it's just too high, the price, and I can imagine that if you are somewhere in New Zealand, Australia, then you may be scared to send your money, and I don't know, not sure. So for that, we really still recommend you to start somewhere. And you can start from downloading our application, which is free, and that can be a good beginning, or even from manual guidance system. And the price for it is really affordable, and you can eventually upgrade to autosteer afterwards or return it. And also, I want to say, maybe you have questions about the shipping and working in your country. So, for example, Australia, New Zealand, because we invited today people from those countries. We have customers in your countries, not many at the moment, but they're working with the system, so it is working there, and we are helping them remotely. We don't have in your countries local representatives, which also may be a good opportunity. Maybe somebody will decide to be our ambassador. we really like this way of working with farmers. So if they buy the system, they know how to use it, and then they want to share their knowledge, we give really nice ambassador program when you can share tips with other farmers and get really nice bonuses from us. Okay. Yes. Water stove, you got reply, yes, from Maria about for tablets. Yes, we have recommended devices, and the price of them is 400-600 euros. So that can be already the start. And it's really good to have a case and holder, because yeah, you don't want to hold it in your hands during the trip. So it's really advisable. And the case should be really rugged, because yeah, all these environments of the farm are really harsh. So one more time, start somewhere, yes, because if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always gotten. That's really a saying that everyone knows. And if you want to stop stop losing money in inefficient operations, or to spend too much time in the field, or be super tired after those operations, so just start somewhere. And that's the future, that's how actually farming will look like. So it's really advisable to be in the first train than somewhere at the back. And if you are interested in this offer, you can send us email and say that you participated in this webinar, and our sales team will then guide you and will prepare offer for you. And I really want to say thank you for being here. And I just really appreciate your work, everything that farmers do, and we believe that farmers, they deserve to be happier and improve your work life conditions. So hopefully we'll see you as our customers. Thank you, everyone. Bye.